right, welcome into Market Day Report. Oh, welcome back into, I should say, right? I am the cow guy, Scott Shellady. Thanks for joining us here today on the last Monday of the year. We'll see if we can package it up and give it to you in a nice, timely manner. Let's take a look and see what these markets are doing. And I think they'll bring a smile to your face. We'll start with corn. That's up 3 1/4 cents right now. March stands at 457 1/4. We backed off the highs by about a penny and a quarter. May, that's up 3 1/4 cents as well. The 464 3/4, a penny and a quarter off the highs there. So corn up anywhere between, say, 2 3/4 and 3.5 cents across the board. Beans, boy, they're putting on some gains here, though, too. They're catching up. Well, we backed off from their highs. 7.5 cents better in Jan. 987.5 is the last. That's 7 1/4 cents off the highs, folks. March, we lost the 10 handle there. We had it earlier in the day. 9.99 is last. That's up 9 1/4 cents. And if we go to the May, looks like we've got some folks that started to hedge, is what it looks like to me. 9 1/4 cents better in the May at a 10.09 3/4, and that's in the middle of that 14.5 cent range. All right, that's soybeans. Let's move on to see what wheat's got in store for us. There was some green on the screen there, and then we still have it. March is up 4 cents to 550.5. May's up 4 3/4 cents to 561.5. We've got a 4 3/4 cent better board in July. 568.5 is last there. All right, that's Chicago wheat. Let's go from Chicago to Kansas City. 5.5 cents better there in that March contract. 560 is last. May, that's up 5.5 cents to 568.25 there. Oh, we've got a July board up 5 1/4 cents to 576 3/4. And we backed off the highs here by roughly about 3 cents across the board, but we still have some decent green on the screen. All right, that's hard red in Kansas City. Let's move out to the spring wheat in Minneapolis. 3 1/4 cents better bid in Met March contract. 598.5 is last there. May, that's up 3 3/4 cents. 607 is last. And we've come off about a penny and 3/4 from the highs in May, almost 2 cents. July up 4 1/4 cents to 615. That's still hanging around the high of the day, but I think that might just be a slow board. That's spring wheat, anywhere between, say, 3 1/4 cents to 4 1/4 cents better across the board there in spring wheat, Minneapolis. And then finally, let's get to the cotton. We'll get to our next guest analyst. Sharply unchanged in March cotton. Look at that, 68.89 is last. We've got a May cotton, which also is sharply unchanged at 69.96. Not a lot of folks trading cotton here this morning. Let's bring in our next guest analyst, Mr. Ben Hushon. He's with the mill, and they say he's outstanding in his field, and literally that is what he is doing today. Ben, thanks for being on.
Good morning, Scott. I tell you, you brought a little bit of optimism to the wheat, and that's what we've been finding in our area. Just thinking back for the listeners and viewers, pretty much September, October, November, I had the same story. No rain, no rain. So the wheat that we got planted in October, November, questionable. And I don't know that you can tell behind me or not, but what happened is we've had 2 different times in middle of December till last week that we've had about 2 inches of rain. Over the weekend, we had another 1/2 inch of rain. Chances some more yet this evening. We had 60-degree weather yesterday. Looks like it's colder than it really is out here right now because it's about a 25-mile-an-hour wind, but we're in the 50s again today. So we've had several warm spells, more moisture in December than we had 3 months combined before that, or about the same. So we're starting to see some later emerging wheat that's filling in. We're not quite sure what the rest of the winter is going to bring us, but there's optimism now about some of the wheat fields that didn't look so good. And it's nice, Scott, to pair that up with the optimism you just showed. A little bit better wheat prices have come our way since Christmas.
Yeah, I was going to get your take on the government's $11 billion aid package. What's the skinny on that? You talked to many producers. What are their thoughts? What's happening?
It's mixed. Probably half of them are saying, gosh, why don't they just leave it alone and let the markets figure themselves out? And then, of course, you've got the other side saying it's about time they helped us out. We needed help in this situation. So, again, I think it's, as you all do a much better job of dissecting that and trying to explain that, but that's the short version out here at the farm level in Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be maybe area to area probably change because obviously the weather would change too, and whatever guys' yields or anybody, it doesn't have to be guy, but farmer yields or producer yields, that's going to be something that plays into it as well. I just get curious to hear about because I come from my background would be, I'm not saying leave it alone, But I think that sometimes it breeds bad behavior because I think folks that have been hanging on for higher prices, it might not be a good thing to give them more reason to hang on for higher prices, if you get my drift.
I would agree and concur with most of what you said there for sure. I would agree.
Yeah, okay. Well, we appreciate you coming on. Appreciate the backdrop. Looks great. Fantastic stuff. Have a great Happy New Year. Ben, thanks for all the content you bring us all year long. We really appreciate it. Ben Hushon, he's with the mill in Whitehall, Maryland. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk livestock with a guy wearing a livestock jacket right after this.